Welcome back to the channel. Today is day 315 of a road to 2200. We are at 2086. Let's just find an opponent. Now, I was warming up with Bullet. We're going to try and get out of that, kind of mindset. We have knight c6. So I'm just going to develop, hoping that they play e5. If they don't, whatever. And yeah, now we've transposed back into the Vienna. Whenever they play like this, I mean, I just kind of play what I know. And we have bishop c5, so the move here is f4. If takes, we'll take back. They just instead castle. Very, very logical. Now if I play knight in, they'll probably play something like d6, trying to pin me, in which case I need to go after the bishop, I believe. So let's just go ahead and develop the knight. And then, yeah, this bishop needs to be dealt with. I mean, a6 here is probably a strong move, but we're going to be in time to get rid of this bishop, which is very important, by the way. So they throw in a check. We can just go here, and then if they play this, we can probably just play b5, and then when they go back, I take. I don't think there's any reason to block and allow them to take, and then, I mean, there's not immediate attack, but we could also consider playing bishop d2, bishop takes, queen takes, try to long castle. But I think the best move by far is going to be c3 here, because it forces the bishop back, and then I can play b4, and when the bishop goes here, I just take it. And we have, a lot of space now. We're able to castle. The only reason why I was maybe considering bishop d2 there was because maybe we want a long castle and launch an attack. However, I quite like this position, to be honest. How do we play it, though? I mean, I can just start with castling. Am I afraid of this? Maybe that's actually kind of a strong move. d5, I don't really love it, because I don't want to take. Knight takes. Weakens this pawn. So maybe I need to now take here, and if knight takes here, I just castle. Maybe I now take, just so that in that line, if the knight ends up here, there's no more pressure on f4. Yeah, knight takes, I'll just take back. They take, and I'll just castle. And I think we should be relatively fine here. Ideas of just pinning, getting the queen active. I could probably start with something like this. Trying to go here and then pin. I think we have a lot of play in this position, though. And for that reason, I don't think bishop here tempoing the queen's a good move, because I just move it to a better square. Right now, the queen wants to come over and pressure this, but it can't. Yeah, they immediately get out of the attack. Actually, what I was threatening was bishop here and then, takes. And the queen can't capture, so I would be, getting some really nice activity. I still believe rotating the queen this way is going to be good. I could, however, play this, and then the knight's got to move. And then I could bring the queen in. Not here. Like here. But, I mean, I'm always going to get... Well, they can't play that. And if they play this, it's so weakening of the position. I mean... Let's go for this. We do have to be careful of this move, trying to undermine this pawn. So potential c6, we might have to deal with it. They should move the knight somewhere. It's got to go to an awkward square. I mean, if you come here, I'm probably going to kick you back. Okay. So I don't really love this move by him because it's blocking the bishop. So I do have the option of playing this. I don't think that's good, though. I could also play the immediate queen f3 with ideas of just taking the pawn. King moves, and then get the queen out of the way. It's always an option. I could try and set up some bishop here too. So maybe I could play queen here, which is an immediate threat on the pawn, actually. And then when they move, I can play bishop back, or queen back. Okay, let's go for this. Let's bring the queen in. So there's an immediate threat. I like this threat a lot, especially taking with the rook. So I think they have to play this move. And then, do I go here or here is the question. I think I maybe play queen h4. Because this is going to be, like, I can never play this. Although here, now the knight will always be trapped. And then I can play, like, rook f3 with ideas of going here. Here, if you move the knight, bishop in, just loses the game. So, I mean, let's come here. Let's bring the queen into the party. You can't move the knight now, and I'm just threatening to go here and checkmate you. Sorry if you can hear some background noise. There are some plows going on the road. So, yeah, I mean, this is trying to get rid of this square, right? But now I think I can just play rook f3. I mean, they always can push the pawn, though. Just maybe... Oh, they can't. That's what they're trying to get rid of, but I can always just slide back. So, let's bring the rook. This can be a very, very strong move, too. Threatening checkmate in 1. So if you don't move the knight now, I think this... How do you defend mate? You have to move the rook. And if you move the rook, you lose this pawn. So you can't move the rook either. Like rook here, we just take. Okay, so there's an attack on my bishop, but I think I can just go here and threaten checkmate. Rook here. If the knight defends, I just take that. And we're threatening checkmate, so you cannot take the rook. And if queen takes, there's checkmate here. So I think, well, check, rook moves here, check, king here. It's still cut off, so I think I can just go rook h3 here. And here takes, here, this is mate. Can't take the bishop, this is mate. Mate should just be unstoppable now. Yeah, so they go for this, but we go here and we're threatening mate. You can't take. You can't take. You can't take any of my pieces that are hanging. Good game, my friend. I think we played that very, very nicely. Yeah, we played with a 95.9. My opponent played with a 69. I mean, we knew what we were doing in the opening. We understood that we need to get rid of the bishop because the bishop is, you know, very, very powerful, not allowing us to castle. And then when they go here, I mean, I was considering this position and then trying to long castle and attack, but I just figured this is not going to be good for us. We might as well take the advantage that they're giving us with this check, which is more space. So it's exactly what we do. Go there, we finally take. And then first, I mean, I was a little bit afraid that they could play like d5. And then after takes, knight takes, putting pressure on this. I did not want to give up the bishop, but apparently we can just take here. Which is fair. Fair, fair, fair. But instead, I took, they took, and then we just trade, and now we castle. And we still go for this idea, because I noticed that I could bring my queen in, and then after this, the dark squares are very, very weak. this was my other idea as well, threatening to go here, and how do you really stop it? I mean, you can't really move the rook, I guess, which I wasn't even considering. If here, I mean, I would play this, which blunders a check. Ooh, okay. Hopefully I would have saw that, but I probably wouldn't have been seeing that, to be honest with you. But yeah, after queen h6, they had to sack the pawn. What about just going here, though? Sack the rook. And also, it's calling for this, but I don't quite understand why. Oh, because you're getting in, rook's gonna come in. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Either way, I mean, here we just play rook here. If you take, it's mate. Then you have no good discoveries. So, yeah, this is threatened. Got two bishops hanging. We got a bishop hanging, the rook's hanging, but you can't stop mate. Let's go ahead and play another one. Okay, we found a 2168 playing d4, so we're going to go d5 and develop the knight. Just a London system, okay. So against the London, I like to play an early c5 and develop the knight, then queen b6. I think against this line, I don't quite think queen b6 is the right idea. Especially not now. This is more of a Jobava, right? Because if I do anything, if I go here for one, they can take. I don't think that's the right idea. I think I need to play like a6 because I don't want the knight ever going here. And now this pawn's going to maybe have a hard time mobilizing. We don't ever have to take there. And then here I'll just play e6. We leave the bishop at home a lot of the times in these positions, and that should just be okay. I'll just give a check and then take the pawn. If I go here, there's here. Takes. Okay, well, I'm going to let them go for this. And then I'm going to sack my knight. I don't think it's that great, but this is exactly what we're going for. Because if they do go for something like this, then, I mean, yeah. Do I take with the bishop? Pawn takes, knight takes. Is the next question. Or do I take with the knight? Then there's knight takes, I guess. So it might make more sense to take with the threat of discovery. Knight has to go back, and then I can put pressure on the piece. Okay, let's take with the bishop and have discovered attacks. Because the queen's always got to be guarding the knight. And, I mean, we have potential ideas here. I guess I could also take with the queen, but I don't love the idea of just a simple rook b1 in some lines, because he's going to play knight here. Yep, and now I'm going to take with the knight, threatening discoveries. Like this is an immediate threat because double checks, so you probably have to block. Or I guess you can move the knight also. This also comes with some immediate threats. Rook here, we have knight here. Do I think this was the best way to play? No. But it's interesting. I mean, maybe there's some knight here as well. Not really so sure. I will probably castle in that position. Yeah, so they dropped the knight back. So let's keep up the tempo. Let's attack. So this is a threat on the knight. You can't play knight here because I would take. You can play knight back, of course. And maybe I play rook c8, but then rook here. Let's just go ahead and castle. Let's get our king safe while we can. Very much so. Don't think this is good at all. I'd love to be able to play this check, but we can't with the bishop here, unfortunately. Okay, knight is attacking my queen. I can't play there. Okay, so I have to like retreat all the way back, I think. Yeah, this is a little bit unfortunate. Oof. Okay. Well, we're gonna be losing an exchange. So I guess let's lose more material. Brutal. That was a terrible sacrifice at the start, I think. Or maybe I needed to take with the knight and then the bishop. I don't know. It's not the end of the world. It's most certainly not great, though. But we're going to have to go for some kind of counterattack against this strong 2150. So let's start bringing our pieces. Also, notice we have a little bit of a time advantage, so I'll try and maintain that. If I ever play bishop here, there's always knight here, which is very, very annoying. Okay, we got our knights over. Beautiful. I need to open up the bishop, put the bishop on a great square, potential, bishop here or something. Maybe knight coming in here could be strong at some moment. Okay, bring our queen. Try to play e5 and open up the bishop. Also stopping the queen from coming in to attack my weakness. Knight here could be a potential threat in the future. With the queen being mobilized, I'm going to now push the queen back because that was the whole idea. This is held. We do not want to trade queens. It's the last thing I want. They might try to play something like this in here, but it's well met at the moment. I don't love where the queen is, so I might try to get rid of it while I can, while I have time to. Yeah, the queen goes back here. The question is, do I care? Can I get away with giving away this pawn? Probably shouldn't. Here, knight here, though. I can also just play this if I want. It's kind of weakening and I don't really want to play this, and I probably shouldn't be caring about this pawn, but It comes with an immediate attack on the rook, and I don't really see why I would bring the rook to this file right now. Ow. Yeah, that's just bad. Okay, I guess I'll just pin the knight. So if they take, I take. And then I can just move the bishop, because we want to keep pieces on the board here. Although I would probably like to get rid of this if I could. It's not possible at the moment. Here I'm going to go back. Oh! No, I don't want trades. Why did I do that? Now they're just going to comfortably win. Unfortunately. I should have just moved the queen. I completely forgot. I don't know why I completely forgot, but I did. Okay, we have to play quick. Opponent has 3 minutes, so... You know, there's potential to maybe make some chances. But without the queens on the board, I just don't see anything. You just have to play very, very solid, I guess. Okay, with that move, I don't want to trade. Let's attack the knight and play it here. But it's going to allow infiltrations. I mean, it's just not... It's just not what I want. Don't want trades. Or, like, we can't trade. Maybe I'll go to this square. I mean, we do have a pass pawn now. A protected pass pawn. Rook infiltration. This is held, so I'm not too concerned about that. Knight here, knight here. Takes is held, but there's a bishop there. Bishop in, we just take. And the opponent's got 2 minutes. If I ever go here, this becomes a target. I mean, it's a target regardless, but you see what I'm saying. Let's bring the knight back, just very quick. Just playing quick, but I don't know. Also, maybe there's this. Maybe that's what I should have played. Oops. Maybe playing a little bit too quick. I'll just go back. I think this is a huge threat, because then I get this, which would be very, very nice. I should also make a luft at some moments, but it's kind of difficult to do. Minute 30 for my opponent. This is not easy by any means. And after here, if they take, I can actually play knight d4 now. This would have been such a strong move, I think. Okay, let's go back attacking this. Let's protect with the king. No check. I mean, they can give a check, I have to take. It's pretty simple there. Not by any means what we want. Just gonna take. So they have a minute. Step up. If they give check, I can come in. If I go here, maybe they have this. I guess I'll just step back. Like, let's see. See what they gotta do. I'm gonna start pushing this pawn. Try to unlodge this so I can maybe play knight f6. I think knight f6 here is actually pretty strong, but they might sneak through, so I have to take. Then if they take, there's a fork. I mean, this is not clear by any means. Knight in. Rook's attacked. Okay, they're sacking the rook. I'll take that. Now I'm just going to move my king. I'm going to get my king out. Bring the king up. You can't take now. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, no. What am I doing? Oh, that was my only chance. I could have potentially held that. No. 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 Oh, no. Now they're not going to fumble this. At the very most, I can get a draw. I have to play stupid moves like this. I don't know if they can mate me here. Yeah, they might end up drawing the game. That was a free bishop, by the way. I have to keep the pieces on. Oh my gosh, I can't. I got the draw. I cannot believe that I held the draw there. Crazy. We probably should have won that game near the end there, just based on the time situation. However, I'm not going to complain at all with the draw, but with the time situation, I think had I not blundered some pieces, my opponent would have like not been able to get all of my pieces except for the knight off the board, and then we would have flagged, which is why 10-0 is awesome. But like I said, I'm not going to complain about drawing that game in a completely lost position, especially from this position right here. I mean, takes here, that we did play the best way, but we were supposed to give a check. I just didn't see what we're going to do after knight here. Knight in. They kick me back. And then they just move the knight, I guess. Because what we were threatening there is takes, which would be very nice, but instead we got this position. And now we're just totally lost, especially after this move. But, you know, we just gotta keep playing. And then here, we should not trade the queens. But I completely forgot that the queens saw each other after the knight moved. So I ended up messing that up, and then we just kind of need to play quick. Here, they start pushing me back. We attack, protect. And then here, apparently, we should not take. We should just move the king. And then we get this. Bishop in, we attack. They give me the rook. And then I start moving my king up and hang the rook. Obviously, you should move the rook out of check. Like, it's pretty simple. And then, I don't know, move the king. I'd probably go here protecting. And their knight's out of the play, and they have 30 seconds. So to draw the game with 30 seconds is going to be much harder than this position, where I just proceed to hang everything. And then they hung... No, they didn't hung the knight because the bishop protects. But here they hang... Where is it? Right here. No? Where is it? Okay, they hung the rook. Beautiful. Then they hung the bishop. I guess it didn't matter. Once I hung that rook, I was only playing for a potential draw, because all my other pieces are just gone. So it is what it is. But I mean, hey, we're very happy with this. Apparently, yeah. Apparently here we need to sack. Just to get the draw like this. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Well, I will take that. Once again, we secured a not loss from a position that we should have lost. The last few episodes have been just crazy in that aspect. And we even gained 2 points from this, so great day. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow.